Hey guys, what's up? It's Pete here from Pete Tansley Fitness.com, and this is my office for today. As you can see, it's beachside. It's an amazing day. It's about 27 and I'm loving it. But I want to do something different this week, and that's answer some Q&As via video. I'm a terribly slow typist, so video suits me better because I can just ramble on and not have to spell check or worry about editing. So my first question that I'm going to answer live is from a client of mine, and she asks, I'm committed to using MyFitnessPal. It has definitely helped me in the past, and hopefully combined with training, I will get to my goal weight. Yes, it most certainly will. MyFitnessPal is an app you can use to count macros, calories, and for a lot of people, it's an important part of their transformation. I think there's two types of people. There are people who just want some guidelines, as in eat this, not this, and that's fine. You probably don't need to count calories, but for emotional eaters, and I'm definitely in that camp, I like to track numbers and calories and stats and figures, and it prevents me from emotional eating if I'm happy or sad or tired or whatever, but it also lets me look back and say, okay, I feel better with this split or with that split. So it's not for everybody, but a lot of clients it is. Okay, end of timeout. One question, approximately how many calories would we burn in our workouts? Should I log exercise as well as nutrition in MyFitnessPals? Looking forward to another ass whooping tomorrow night. Now, that's a really, really good question. And the answer is not really. I don't believe in tracking your workouts in terms of calories in versus calories out. So the reason being is there's too many variables. Like if you are excessively stressed on this day, if your hormones are up or down or out, if you're emotional, if it's exceptionally hot or cold, or you're dehydrated, or if you've already worked out in the day, all these things, they can affect how many calories you burn in a typical workout. So it's very specific, and it's very, very hard to track. If you had a very expensive Polar or similar heart rate monitor and you've entered your stats, you may want to enter your details. The other thing I don't like about tracking calories burned in a workout, it's all based on norms. So the same way as the BMI is, if you're a typical height and weight, then according to this sample of the population we tested in 1954, then you're obese or underweight or whatever. I'm obese on the BMI scale because I've probably got higher muscle than the average punter. So when we talk about tracking calories for a workout, we're comparing it against somebody who probably doesn't work out that hard. So when they're doing weights, they're resting for 3 minutes. When they're doing hill sprints, their heart rate's probably at 60%. My theory on working out is quality over quantity. So if you're working out for an hour, 3 times a week, work as hard as you possibly can in that hour. If you're working out for 90 minutes, work as hard as you can in your 90 minutes. Only you will know if you're working as hard as you can. When you finish your workout, when you're laying in bed at night and you're counting sheep and you look back over your day, only you will know if you've worked as hard as you could during your workout. That's a gut feeling you get. You either did or you didn't. There's no number or calories burned which would tell you that. So I always think less is more, but at the same time, when it comes to exercise volume, but at the same time, work your tail off. If you've got 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 90 minutes, work as hard as you possibly can, okay? If the reps, if your program says do 10 reps, do 10, but it should be a damn challenge to get those 8th, 9th, and 10th reps out. Only you know if you're working hard enough. So short answer is no. Don't worry about tracking calories because we're comparing it to some normal, probably overweight people years ago. Sorry, I just had a bird try to come in and take over the video. They're just going to try to eat me. So don't track calories burned in a session. Just work your butt off. Track calories in, as in what you're eating, and you will no doubt get to your goal as soon as possible. Question number 2. I'm worried that my fats are too high. This comes from a client, and she has, both females this week, she has included her meal plan. Her carbs are very low. She's in a phase where her carbs are specifically low to teach her body to be better, to improve her insulin sensitivity, which meaning she can handle carbs and sugar better for the next phase of her training. Her fat intake was 55 grams for the day, and her carb intake was less than 40 grams for the day. Her protein was pretty constant, medium-high. The short answer is no, your fats are not too high. I wish fats were called thins because they really help us improve insulin sensitivity, as in handle carbs. They help you burn more fat. They optimize your hormones. They help you sleep. They upregulate testosterone, important for males and females. So don't worry about high fats. If your program says 50, 60, 70, heck, even 100 grams of fat on specific phases, it can be beneficial. Like I always say with diet, there's never sort of a one-size-fits-all, so it's a very personal thing. But when carbs are low and when the training's combined, you can get away with lower carbs and higher fats for a period. And I'm going to contradict myself here that, there comes a time when we need to increase carbs. When you're under, females, 15%, or guys, 12 to 10%, we need to up the carbs so you can so you can repair from anaerobic exercise. So that's the skinny on fats. Excuse the very overused dietary pun. Thanks for sticking by and listening to me ramble on. This has been Q&A number 1. Post your questions below here on the YouTubes or on the blog. I'll answer both, so whatever works better. And I'll get around to more questions next Friday for my weekly A to your Q's. Thanks for stopping. I'm done.